I am Sam, also known as JamPack Sam. I'm an online content creator. They asked to interview and have a Q&A panel with the real star of the show, Daisuke.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, so he's obviously the reason you guys are here. I'll let you introduce yourself if you'd like, and just kind of go through, kind of the reason you're invited here, because you're pretty significant, of course, Ghost of Tsushima, but many other things as well.
Sure. Hi, I'm Daisuke Tsuji, voice actor in general. Yes, Ghost of Tsushima is like my most well-known stuff that I get to do this. But then I got Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1, so I have another reason. Death Stranding, Call of Duty, and other games. Yeah, so that's my resume, video game-wise.
Yeah, pretty impressive resume, video game-wise. And then, of course, I did some digging, and I found all the work you've done. In addition to that, The Man in the High Castle, things like that.
Right.
So it's not just video games, but, of course, being in the video game show, that's what you're most well-known for amongst this crowd, probably.
Yeah, and it's, people ask me about the Ghost of Tsushima movie, and they're surprised if I'm not in it or if I'm not playing Jin, and it's like, it's a completely different world, the video game world and the Hollywood world. Hollywood, it's not that they don't like me, it's just Hollywood, sees me, I don't know. Hollywood doesn't see me, that's the problem. And this is fine. I mean, I can still change that, but yeah, I'm known in the video game world, not so much in the Hollywood world yet.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I kind of wanted to start off, how did you find yourself in the video game world with video game voice acting specifically? Obviously, you had experience in a lot of different ways and then kind of have, with Ghost of Tsushima, really come into the limelight with that.
Yeah.
So what's the journey like?
My journey has been, I did Cirque du Soleil for a year and a half, and then that led to doing Oregon Shakespeare Festival. So I did a lot of theater, and then I came back to LA, and I wanted to get into TV and film. Again, TV and film, you kind of have to look the part. It's very difficult to get in unless there's a role specifically for you. So I wanted to do voiceover because voiceover, there's more freedom in the variety of characters you can play. So I started with like a couple games. I think Prey was the only game that I worked on before I auditioned for Ghost of Tsushima, and a lot of times it's being at the right place at the right time. And yeah, so I had all the experience, like voiceover and theater really helped in the performance capture world. So all of that kind of, it just kind of worked out for me. I was the right guy at the right time.
Yeah, clearly the right guy for the right job. I wanted to ask personally, what's it like going into video game voice acting and then finding yourself in the role of Scorpion, which is one of those roles where I look at that and that's one of the legendary video game characters that you think of. That's probably a top 10 that people would rattle off. So what's that like for you to be the body of that, or the voice of that, I should say?
It was overwhelming, but at the same time, you just got to show up and do the job, really. And you have to trust that they have trust in you. I just trusted the director that he liked me, and I wouldn't have gotten that job if I hadn't gotten Ghost of Tsushima and how well that did. So very thankful for that, because there's so many talented voiceover actors, it just happened to be, hopefully one of them. But Scorpion, I try not to think about how big of a responsibility that is, and also once I was doing it. I understand that, Scorpion ends up on the cover a lot, but all the characters have very small parts, if you think about it, voiceover acting wise. They just come in a little bit and everybody's got their chapter. Right. So, they kind of made it easy for me because I was like, oh, that's it, It's like one session and I was pretty much done with the story part.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's interesting that it was all mainly in one session for Mortal Kombat 1. It was kind of all done in one.
I think just the story, if it's just the story part, It's really not that. If you count how many lines I have, It must have been like 20 or something.
Wow.
Probably. Did anybody count? I don't think anybody counted here. But it's not that big.
Yeah, that's very interesting to think that some of that stuff, you think it's such a big role and then it's all done very quickly in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, because the story is huge and the characters are so many.
Yeah.
That's why.
So how does that compare to something like Ghost of Tsushima, where you have the pretty much I need to set aside one day to be Scorpion. How does that compare to a big, huge PlayStation production where you were the star of the entire production?
Right. So that's the fighting game, and the open world game is so different because it's an open world game. There's so many possibilities, so many missions, and if you're the main character, yes, you're in the booth and on the performance capture stage all the time. I was telling somebody at the busiest times I was doing 8-hour shifts, like 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, 4 to 5 days a week, but not every week. It would be like 1 week a month. So that was like the busiest I got for Ghost of Tsushima, and that's a lot of money for so for an actor. It's a blessing. And also, it's just a lot of fun to just go in there and yeah, it's kind of a marathon for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time. How many months was that you were doing that stretch? I guess
That's I would say less than a year of that, but in total, I started end of 2016 and ended 2019, so it was like 3 years.
Wow.
But it would be like once a month or once in 3 months, when it's not too busy. But yeah, 2018, 19, it was like, once a month.
Wow.
So it could be, 5 days.
And so is that, whenever you have a big production like that, is that the only project that you're working on at that time, or are you bouncing around between different things?
Right. So I was lucky. 2019 was the busiest, but I worked and I was working at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival with Cambodian rock, 2 plays, Cambodian rock band, and All's Well That Ends Well. And I just worked it out with both of the, Oregon Shakespeare and Sucker Punch for me to do both. Because Oregon Shakespeare, if you've never been there, it's a repertory theater, so it's not that they're doing 8 shows a week. It's like, you would have like 3 days of work, and then you would have, a couple days off. Anyway, so I was able to miss some shows at Oregon Shakespeare and travel to LA, and they would put me up in a hotel with the guys from Sucker Punch. It was a lot of fun. That was probably my best year of my life so far, because it was just a lot of work.
So far.
Yeah, so far. All right.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like that's like 2 full jobs, full-time jobs, actor-wise, for like 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pause. I don't want to hog the mic. Does anybody else have any questions that they'd like to ask before I continue? We can pass the mic around. Yeah, go for it. I'll bounce around. Oh, you want to? Yeah, sure. Thank you.
That's a lot of questions.
Well, running through.
Good job.
Hey, my name is Clay. So I just started getting into voice acting, taking lessons and all that.
Cool.
So I guess my question is, what advice for somebody who doesn't have a theater background? What advice would you have for somebody just starting out who's not 20 years old? Because I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to take and all that. And just from a personal standpoint, I want to say I finished Ghost the day before my son was born. So it's got like a really significant it's a significant part of my life, I guess. So it's really, really awesome. So thank you for that game.
How old is your son now?
2.5. I played it. I got the director's cut, which you signed the other day. So I played it a lot later than what most people did. So November of 2022 was when I finished the last of the DLC, and then the next day he was born. So.
Wow. Oh, but you wanted the.
Just advice for somebody who.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that every actor has their own path. So I don't want to say like this is the way, the only way. But yeah, voiceover acting is acting. So anyway, like you say, you're not a theater person. If it might be good to take a theater acting just to do it, or even like on camera audition acting, or just any kind of acting, improv. All of that, informs your performance in the booth, I think. Otherwise, do you have an agent? Like, do you have a reel maybe that you can make?
I have I'm making a reel with a coach now, and hopefully have an agency.
Right, yeah, because that's what I did. It was the traditional, I think, in a way. This is what Yuri Lowenthal, actually, the Spider-Man guy, he advised me to do, is to take classes that led to a reel, that sounds like realistic, like it was from an actual job. And I would send that to agencies, and they would, I signed with an agency, and then the agents would send me to auditions, and then yeah, in that order. But again, like some people would tell you, like, you know, I didn't have to do all that. And I just put myself out there in, I don't know, YouTube or, you know, whatever. There's so many different ways to put yourself out there. So anything, if anything, you just, yeah, keep putting yourself out there in any way you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have, yeah.
Or do you
Had
want me
him.
to take it to first?
Either one. Anybody?
We got time.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
We have two actually. When you're doing the voice acting for the video games, do you get to see like the scenes that you're going to be speaking in while you're filming it to kind of get inspiration of the
Yeah.
voice tones and whatnot?
So so for performance capture, it's kind of like a movie where they have the storyboard. So you kind of see what they had in mind. A lot of times the director and the actors would collaborate and we would change things from the storyboard. But I tend to go start from that a lot of times. It's like, I'm gonna give them what they want. And if something else strikes me, then I will try different things. So yes, in the voiceover booth, you don't get in-game stuff usually. It's just mostly, here's what your character looks like. And a lot of times, they don't give you the script ahead of time, so you're just kind of surprised with oh, okay, here's my character, I guess. And you just do the best you can. So that's why I say improv too is very important, because you kind of go in the booth and just use your instincts a lot. Also, nowadays in the performance capture, as you're performing it, you get to see in the because they have a bunch of monitors around you, and they show you what they have in mind of where the set pieces are. Like maybe you're standing on a stage and you see that. And also sometimes your character, early stages of your character. I'm working on something right now that I can't talk about, but I'm very excited about. But he's wearing a really big, these are hints that I'm not supposed to give you. But he's wearing a big costume.
You may
let's
cover
say.
it. Yeah, you may
Nah,
cover
it doesn't. This is it. This is not breaking the NDA, I don't think. It's a character that wears a big costume. Who cares? But I got to see that in real life, or not real life, but it's it's in the early stages, so it's you don't get to see the specifics of it, but it's always fun to as you move on the performance capture, you see the character that they're gonna make move around. That's always fun. Yeah. Oh, do you have a second question?
Yeah. Do you ever play the games that you voice in?
So I'm a streamer now. The first game that I streamed was Ghost of Tsushima, the very first day, and the game came out July 17th, and my last stream was on August 4th, and it was my birthday, which was pretty. I don't know. It just worked out that way. It's pretty perfect. And I just kept going. My second game was Final Fantasy. But every game that I've worked on, I kind of have a reason to stream it, so I do. There's certain ones that I haven't streamed yet. Yakuza, the Pirate Hawaii one, I haven't played that yet. I did the dubbing of that, English dub of that. But most of them. My most recent one is Date Everything. I don't know if you know it. There's a lot of voiceover actors in that one. I played the dishware, and his name is Daisuke. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So I'm starting to play that one. So yes, I like to play with myself. Don't record that.
You can edit all that out. It's fine.
Hello, my name's Çağatay Dilek. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey.
Oh wow.
I'm living in Atlanta, so me and my friends came out to the event today, so we're looking very forward to everything. Ghost of Tsushima was like my 2020 game of the year. It came out on my birthday, so it was the last game to come out for the PS4 era. So I'm like, I was so floored with it.
Oh, nice.
You did an amazing job. I guess what I asked was, when you're embodying that role, what are the inspirations and like what do you channel when you're thinking about this character and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going for. This is how I'm gonna voice this character. This is how I'm gonna bring the character to life. And what would you say was the most difficult part of working on the project?
Ooh, these are very good questions. I try to just think about what's happening in the moment of the scene, because a lot of times you jump from scene to scene, so it's not in linear order that we're working in. So it's important to just stay in the moment, and But I've done some research with Kurosawa films like Seven Samurai, Yojimbo. Basically watching Mifune a lot. So that was my inspiration. But I would just, I would do that research and that would just be in my back pocket or just be in my subconscious really. But because once I'm on the set, I just focus on, having good posture and being a samurai and also just playing out the scene. There's a lot of imposter syndrome for actors a lot. But recently I was watching the Ryuzo Jin fight, the very last scene, and I just kind of had to say to myself, like, that's not too bad. It was pretty good. Because a lot of people compliment me. This is very nice. Thank you so much if you came up to me and gave me a compliment. And a lot of times I don't really believe it. I just sort of say, I don't know if it was all that good. But yeah, sometimes I watch myself and it's like, that's not bad, So I think that's one of the questions. What's the other question? The second part of that question was?
What would you say was the hardest part?
The hardest part
on the project.
Hardest part. I think it was just about keeping track of where you are in the story, and trying to imagine how important that is, if that makes sense. A lot of times, you kind of have to trust the director if they're happy. Because they're watching all the scenes, so they know. Because sometimes you will do a scene in the middle of the game, months after you've done the end of the game, or something like that. Maybe not the end of the game, but you just jump around a lot. So that could get confusing, and so you're constantly thinking, okay, this happened before this and after this, before the death of Taka, but after, that sort of thing. But also in an open world game, sometimes the order might change depending on how you play the game, and so sometimes you just kind of have to not think about it too much, but you also want to feel like you're responsible for it as the lead, so you want to really think about it hard. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that confusion is one of the hardest parts. And also with Jin, I don't know if this was hard, but a lot of the backstory for the father changed during the main game. And then of course the Iki Island, the director's cut, clarified what happened, but that was not, as I was working on the main game, that was not the backstory I had. But that's okay, because, even though the actor was performing it one way in my brain, the audience doesn't know that, and they don't have to know that, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question? There's more.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah. Aside from voice acting, have you ever done anything like motion capture for your characters, or is it something you'd be interested in doing in the future?
Yeah, I love motion capture and performance capture. I've done Love, Death, and Robots. One episode of that first season, episode 13. The episode is called Lucky 13. And they used my likeness for that one too. So that was a lot of fun. And that was a spaceship, there was all sci-fi. But I got to be in a spaceship on the performance capture stage. So they built a spaceship, but it was like pipes, right? So it was, and they would move it around and I would pretend like I'm in a spaceship. And that was a lot of fun. Other than that, I think all the performance captures have been in for video games. And I realized, because again, I was working on something, and I realized that that's the most, that's performance capture acting is much more fulfilling for me artistically than the voiceover booth. Because I feel like a lot of times voiceover booth, you use your instincts, you don't have a whole lot of time to prepare. And so you're just relying on the director to say, okay, that was a good take. Performance capture stage, you know, you have your lines memorized, you get the script maybe a week or two ahead of time, so you get to prepare and think about a character and all that. So once you're on the stage, you get to work with the director and collaborate. And that, for me, is more fulfilling than the voiceover part. Although I try to enjoy all the aspects of acting, but yeah, I love performance capture.
Thank you.
I'm not using too many words.
No, you're doing great.
Hello.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Before you go into the booth or start the motion capture, do you listen to music? And if so, what's a go-to song or a go-to artist?
I've heard that people do that, and I feel like I should do more of that because I haven't been. Do you have any suggestions for music?
I mean, it all depends on your taste. Do you like R&B? Do you like rap? Do you like rock?
Yeah. I mean, I like all kinds of music, but I think it depends on. Do you watch Andor? The woman playing Clea. I became a fan once the episode 10. No spoilers. But it was so good, and she was on Instagram saying like this was the playlist for Clea when I was shooting that episode.
I didn't see that.
You don't have to be sorry. No, I'm just saying that as an example. I saw that and I was like, oh, maybe I should be doing that too. Maybe that would lead to better acting. I don't know. I'm sure it's different for different people. But yeah, that's one thing I feel like I should definitely try.
I mean, I could give you tons of suggestions. I mean, I would say try listening to a little bit of Kendrick or maybe a little bit of Migos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Jonathan Snipes, who's a part of the band. Oh, I'll give you a couple examples of my friends that I would go to share and sell. One of them is Soraya, my best friend Jane Louie. Her musician name is Soraya, Surrija, and we're doing a show together. She's doing the music and I'm doing the clowning, and we're putting on a show together. It's on the workshops stages now, but we're trying to make it into a full show. And her music is great, and I recommend her. But also clipping, I'm sure some of you know. I'm friends with one of the musicians, Jonathan Snipes. And their music is actually, I'm not really into rap all that much, but clipping David Diggs, the way he raps, he's so fast and he's so good. I highly recommend clipping as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's valid.
Yes, it is.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Hi.
First off, I want to say Ghost of Tsushima is one of the most beautiful games that I've ever played.
Well, thank you.
I've been taking pictures with photo mode like crazy. It should have won Game of the Year.
Thank you for saying that.
Is there a video game franchise or like a movie franchise that you would like to be a part of?
All of them? That's always my answer. But Star Wars, even though I'm kind of, other than Andor, I've been kind of, a lot of these franchises I've been kind of tired of, but I keep, watching them, like Marvel and Star Wars. Star Wars, video game world, I've gotten close a couple times. So I think that's the one I'm like, I really want to be part of it. But yeah, I want to be a part of everything if I can. Yeah, I'm greedy.
Knights of the Old Republic 3, somebody's gotta get you in that.
What? That's the Old Republic?
They gotta make a new Knights of the Republic and they gotta put you in it.
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, the trilogy, yeah. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
We'll see. Do you have a question?
Hi, I'm Paulina, and my question to you was what your favorite part in Ghost of Tsushima was, since you mentioned you played it. And my second question was, did you always want to do voice acting, or was that something that kind of like just happened?
I was always kind of half interested. I grew up watching Dragon Ball anime, so I was always kind of half interested in it. But I just never really started doing it until after doing some theater. What's the first part? Oh, favorite part of the game? I always say my answer is the Yarikawa mission. The moment when he learns the ghost dance. That's my favorite playing it partially because I was surprised by it because I feel like I knew everything because I performed it, but that was the moment where really the Sucker Punch team just did a great job of telling that story, and also I learned later that we used to here's a little tidbit. It used to be that he tortures the Mongolian enemies a little bit more before he turns into the ghost. But while during the QA, the testing part phase, apparently somebody who was test playing it just stopped playing and said, I can't torture people. And so they had to be like, oh, we went too far. And they Fox listened and said, okay, we're gonna, tone it down and make it, clean. And I think that's how they ended up with that version. I think they made it the right choice, And so, the Yarikawa mission, I think, is a turning point in the game. And so I think that's one of my favorites. Also the scene with Yuna where they're both drinking and they share stories. That was one of the parts that we had to do over and over again because of the backstory with the father. Yeah.
Okay. I have one more follow-up question.
Sure.
Is it weird to you when you're playing the game and you hear your voice?
Yeah, a little bit. Also with Jin, it's weird seeing my face, my younger face. It's always kind of trippy, but in a cool way. It's like, wow, that's cool. And also with Jin, I'm using my sexy voice, not my voice right now, but it's still, it's still my voice. So yeah, it's cool. It's weird in a cool way.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I was just thinking, it sounds like acting's been a big part of your life for a long time. I'm just curious what sort of set you on the path of acting. Were there childhood influences or people in your life that put you on that path?
I think so. You know how it's funny how parents they kind of try to steer you away from arts world. That's my dad would be like, oh, once I graduated college with a theater degree, he was like, oh, you should be a lawyer, you should be a newscaster was one of them because it was related to acting. But he was the one that we watched musicals together. I remember as a kid we would watch Fiddler on the Roof, Starlight Express is one of them. Yeah. It was kind of partially his fault. But yeah, even as a kid, I remember I would make movies with my brother because my dad got a camcorder, and we would make movies. So I think that part of me was always, within me. We would go to movies all the time. I started very young, and then acting came in high school when there were classes, and by then I was really shy, so I kind of surprised myself that I was like, oh, I don't know why I think that I'll be good at this, because I was really shy. But yeah, so it's, on stage is so different from in real life
Sure.
person. So yeah, once the stage allowed me to get out of my high school shell a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What are a couple of your favorite movies that you would recommend if we haven't seen them?
Oh, right now, like
Just in general.
just in general.
Top of your head, 2 or 3 movies that you think are great. You're like,
I mean, you might have probably seen the Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's my favorite right now.
okay.
But there's a lot of Japanese. I'm very bad at remembering specifics. I saw Parasite recently. These are all mainstream though. I don't know if I
That's cool.
can
That's
surprise
fun.
you with
That's
Parasite is great. I love a lot of the Japanese or Asian indie films, to be honest. Yeah, I can't think of. I'm trying to think of the one where the main character is like a bathroom cleaner in Tokyo.
I don't know.
Anybody know? No. I can't remember it. Anyway.
Okay, thanks.
How you doing, sir?
Hello.
So believe it or not, I actually started playing Ghost of Tsushima last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What
so
are you doing here?
I heard you were coming. I was like, hey, Jin Sakai's coming here. So my question for you is, I'm sure you know Ghost of Yotei is coming out
Yeah.
soon. Are you friends with Erika Ishii? Have you met her, or have you guys like shared acting advice with each other?
Thank you for the question. So the play I did, Cambodian Rock Band at Oregon Shakespeare, we recently did it again in LA East West Players.
Right.
And so that was in February. And we had an opening, and I was just kind of inviting, famous people, or tried to, I even DM'd Stephen Yun because we had worked on a movie, just one scene, but I was like, maybe he'll remember me. He did not. I'm just kidding. I don't think he read the DM. It was a DM on Instagram. I shouldn't have done it. Sorry. So I asked Erica, and she was down. So she came to see the opening with her mom. And apparently, I think they came to East West Players like all the time as like growing up. So that was really cool, and I got to see her, and we took a photo. Us trying being samurai. And we were also at the Date Everything release party. So I've seen her a couple times now. And I'm sure that once the game comes out, we'll do like Comic-Cons together probably. But she's on another level because she's on Dropout,
That's right.
Yeah, so she's got that going on. Yeah.
You guys should stream Ghost of Yotei together.
Yeah, maybe. Although, yeah, sure. I'm kind of like, she'll do her own thing, and I'll just do my. But eventually, yeah, we'll probably have like a stream together and talk about stuff.
Yeah, I just started playing Tsushima just last week, and I played a little bit of it when it came out. I was kind of going through some stuff back then, so I didn't have enough time to.
Oh, what kind of stuff? Go into details. Just kidding. Don't do it.
Lots of that. But I decided to replay it because Yotei is coming out now, and your performance is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I
don't believe you.
I know there are 2 options for you can do the Japanese version or the English version.
Oh yeah.
Did you do both?
Yes. First time I did my performance English, and then it was second playthrough. I think I did it all in Japanese. Yeah.
Okay. I prefer your version.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to say that, but thank you for saying that.
For real.
Yeah, thank you. Because there are a lot of people, and I don't, I try not to judge people for how they want to enjoy the game, because it's, it's up to you, it's up to the players. But yeah, there are people online who, I read sometimes, it's like, the Japanese version is the only way, or, stuff like that. And it hurts a little bit.
I imagine.
Especially, Erica's going through it now, too. Because the original is in English, so it's like we're the OG. They're actually the dubs. It doesn't make it any less or better or whatever. But it does hurt a little bit when people say this is how you're supposed to, because we would never say that.
You can't tell an actor that.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Good afternoon. When you're going to a recording booth for the entire day, what do you do to prepare? Do you like to drink a lot of water? Do you drink coffee, or what's your warm-up game?
Ooh, well, it's been a while since I worked hard like that. Nowadays, it's on, usually 4-hour sessions is the norm for actors. But yeah, like voice warm up, I do surprisingly not as much as I probably should. But yeah, drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of stuff during the session. There's like a little candy thing that helps with your throat, stuff like that. But yeah, warm-ups tend to help. A lot of like mouth exercises, so yeah. Because again, like a lot of times you get the script with very little preparation, so it helps to just be, help your mouth be prepared for anything. Yeah.
Thank you.
It would have been spoilers.
He's got one back there.
So yeah, I played Ghost of Tsushima. It's one of only 2 games I've ever platinumed on PlayStation.
What's the other one?
Diablo 3. The only other one. So really loved Ghost of Tsushima. Did a great job. Fantastic game.
Thank you.
Quick question. You'll probably have to say no regardless, but can we expect a cameo in Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh, no.
No. Dang.
That's not even an NDA answer. It's actually a no.
All right, man.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I have more story to tell that, but I can only tell that once it comes out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I think the movie you're thinking of is Perfect Days. Perfect Days.
Perfect Days. It's not for everybody, but I found it beautiful. Thank you for looking that up. Did you look up? Oh, really?
It's on my watch list, but I couldn't think of the name.
Oh, okay. Did you look up Tokyo bathroom cleaning movie?
Anybody else? I know we've had some people trickle in. We're just kind of passing the mic around. Any other questions from
Yeah,
people
you
that have
just
come
here
in?
to rest, or did you have a question, or is there for the next panel maybe? Looking at you. I'm just kidding. No pressure.
This area looks like it's very question prone. I don't know.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Let me Google a question.
Oh, okay. Is the fear that you might ask a question that somebody else has already asked, and you would look foolish if you do?
Well, I haven't played the game.
I don't know you. Your question could be like, "Who are you?"
Can you start from the beginning?
We don't know her.
Oh, okay.
If we did, we would try to get her to play it.
Oh, you guys. Oh, so you guys are
I
friends.
know them.
Yeah. No, I get it. I got it.
And we've had great questions though.
Yeah. No, thank you so much.
Yeah, and if anybody has one, just feel free to pop a hand up. I did have one follow-up. I know you
Okay.
mentioned Yuri Lowenthal, which of course is a big part of the drama around how that all switched over with the remaster. However, there's controversy around that. Is there like a giant group text or anything where all the video game voice actors stay in touch, or do you stay in touch with a lot more over time?
Ooh, no. Well, I'm very bad with group texts anyway, because I feel like who loves group texts here? I bet you are. But I get afraid of like not saying, like, I don't want to like, intrude. That's how I feel about group texts. But no, you think that there's something with Ghost Cast, but not even that. No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends. Actually, I do, but not in the video game world.
You meet and we're all your friends.
Aww. Who are you?
Just now.
It's a good start. Trying to think of other questions that are off the top of my head. Oh, you have another question? Yeah, feel free to pass the mic around.
Getting my steps in.
No, you're doing great. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Out of curiosity, Hiro Sonata plays Scorpion in Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
And Shogun's an incredible show. Have you ever met him or talked to him?
I have a mutual friend, Yumi, who's worked on a lot of. She's an actress, but she's also a Japanese consultant a lot, and so she worked on Ghost of Tsushima, and so she's a mutual friend, and so she would say his name a lot, just like passingly, and I'd be like, oh, you know him. But I've never worked with him. I would love to, I would be very intimidated, but he seems like a really nice guy.
But he is the showrunner on Shogun, and I think they're making 2 more seasons, so hopefully we'll see.
Oh, yeah, that's another show. You know, again, Hollywood is such a different thing. And also Hollywood, have you seen The Studio with Seth Rogen?
I have not. No.
Oh, okay. It's a really good show, but it's, you know, it's about like Hollywood people. One of the episodes is about casting and how, you know, in regards to race. And I feel like with Hollywood, they're afraid of, especially with Asian people, they're afraid of authenticity. They're afraid of, you know, insulting people, which I understand because I feel like we've made big complaints when there's an issue with casting. But because of that, I feel like when there's a show like Shogun or a movie like Ghost of Tsushima, they're gonna go straight to Japan to hire people. A lot of times, I feel like. I might be wrong. But yeah, they see me and they think, oh, he's too American. And that's the struggle with Asian Americans because we're not Asian enough or, you know, Japanese enough, and we're not American enough. So that's my battle as an actor. But in regards to that, hopefully I get some audition. But so far, I haven't seen anything. I did audition for the first season of Shogun. I just didn't get it. Oh, but I was an English dub though for Shogun. I will actually get to work on Shogun. The bad guy in Shogun, I forget the character's name. I'm the English dub of that one. So.
Did we have a question in the middle here? I think I saw a hand potentially.
Hi, so you mentioned the Ghost of Tsushima movie. Do you know if there's been any development for that, or if you can reach out to?
So if you go on IMDb or IMDb Pro, it says filming. So I talked to my manager about it, and I think it's not accurate. I think they're still kind of struggling with something. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say anything, but so far they told me that I'm not right for any of the major, because the major roles, I think they can be hired in Japan or anywhere in the world. But what I'm hearing right now is a lot of this stuff is not being shot in the United States. They're being shot on location. So I'm assuming they're shooting in Japan, and so they're gonna hire people in Japan. So me and my manager, that we're saying like, hey, you should maybe fly the guy who played Jin as a cameo because it'll be worth it. Like, how much is that gonna cost, you know? And I think it'll be worth it for the fans. So that's our pitch, and that's our, you know, hopefully they'll listen. But again, Hollywood, I have no idea if they'll listen. But it would make sense for me to make a cameo. Best case scenario, I would play Kazumasa Sakai, but I don't even know if he's in the script. So I have no idea. I hope so.
We might have time for one more if anybody has one more question. Got one in the bag.
Hi. Thank you again for being the voice actor, Jin. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I wanted to know, I know you did some voices for Assassin's Creed Shadows that was recently released this spring.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could speak about the differences of working with Ubisoft versus Sucker Punch, and just is there anything that you like more about one versus the other, or just in general?
Turn the camera off. I'm just kidding. I had such a great time with both of them. Well, the Assassin's Creed Shadows was interesting because I started working on it and then the strike happened, and I had a choice of keep working on it or not. I won't go into the details of the strike now that the strike is over now, but I essentially decided to stop working, not because of them, but just because of the strike. Anyway, I had a good time with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I did play it. I got addicted to it. I have a problem. because I keep playing it because they tell me to keep playing it for the points, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Who cares? Because one of the first sessions, they said we would like an authentic Japanese accent, and I just straight up told them, asked them, what does that mean exactly? Because I'm okay with accents if it has a purpose, if it has a meaning. But when you say authentic, it's, Asian accents, there's a spectrum. Anyway, so that's how we started. And, I kept coming back, and eventually they told me, hey, you're really good at this. We could have had you early on. And I was like, because I was under this assumption that they knew who I was. Not that I'm not that famous, but I was like, yeah, they probably know who I am because of Ghost. Yeah, so the director didn't know who I was. And I'm like, didn't you play Ghost if you're Ubisoft and you're working on a samurai game? So that was a little bit of a surprise. But, I try not to take that, as an insult. I was just like, oh, that's cool, whatever. I'm doing a good job. Thank you. So that was my experience. I enjoyed the game, so, yeah. Done?
Yeah, we're coming up on time.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Thank you, everybody.
Our fantastic mic runner has done great. Thank you so much for the opportunity. But thank you for the time. I know it was a really good chat. We got a lot of good questions in. That last one, particularly interesting to me. But everybody give it up for Daisuke. Yeah. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend at Southeast Game Exchange.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking the time to do a quick Q&A panel.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.